everybody, this is Junk in the Trunk, number 5. And because of Mothering Sunday tomorrow, I'm doing a quick one this week, I will say. I'm going to talk about collage and things like that, as I've done these, and I thought I would sort of do up packaging. Well, you're not packaging, but stuff, like old postcards and things like that. Okay, and talk about how we put things together, all right, to create something, basically. I done these digitally, and I quite enjoyed playing around with bits of paper. I mean, I scanned all these individual bits in and played with it, all right, just because I can play around that way, and then it helps me with what I'm doing here. So I thought we would sort of redo these, but do them manually. And of course they're not going to look exactly the same, because the piece of paper isn't going to be the same shape, or it might not have this ticket, but basically it's the basic formula always when you do things like this. And if you do batches, then use the same sort of formula of adding bits, okay, but they can look totally different with what you add. All right, so you see that bit's going up that way, and then I've turned it around and covered it up there, so it doesn't look like you've used the same piece of paper, but it is actually exactly the same piece of paper. But when we do it with our hands, it's not going to be like that, because you might not use that exact same paper. All right, but everything else I want to try and I could say copy these, but manually. And then my process might help you. All right, the backgrounds aren't going to be the same, but in theory we'll try. Okay, I mean, that's a bit of corrugated cardboard, that's a quote out of a book, that's a ticket. All right, they might not be the same size or anything like that, but we can use that bit of music paper, bit of ledger paper, and a butterfly. The same here, something out of a book, little something out of a book, or a focal point, like a ticket thing, ledger paper, that's the top of a postcard, and a book page. Yeah, and the same here. And just here I've added a little bit of flower. Well, this, when we do it manually, could be a bit of decoupage from a napkin, which we could do that, definitely. So I thought it just might help you, on sort of designing your own things. I mean, it's a step ahead, or a step further than the collage that we were doing last week with the books. I mean, that's beautiful. I love it. And thank you very much, everybody that took part. It's brilliant. And you all done a fabulous job. And hopefully you realise it's not that difficult. And at the end, it was just so unique to you. It was lovely. And some of them, well, most of them, are going to make wonderful covers, So this is now, because I need things to go in my journal, the one that we done on the first video, I think. I sort of want some sort of nature things to go in it. So I thought, right, that's what we'll do today. Because like I said, I'm out all day tomorrow, and I usually do the video. So here it goes. Right, so what I've done first is I've just got, and I thought for this week's challenge, you do 3 items. Yeah. I thought I had a nice skinny one somewhere, but I haven't got it. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've already covered that one. I tried that paste again. I still don't like it. I watered it down and used it. And no, it's not for me. It really isn't. I like my matte medium. I know I can work on top of that. No, I don't like it. And it dries quick. That takes ages to dry on top. So anyway, so 3 items. This is like on these cards that you get. I've got hundreds of these actually, because my daughter was in Sleeping Beauty. So I have got loads of these. I've already pre-done this. I sand it down, the shiny bit. I sand it down, okay, and then I put gesso over the top, both sides. All right. I know we're covering it, which is fine, but it's still easier if you just get used to gesso and everything. Because the glue and everything will stick to it. It won't, slide around or anything like that. So This one I'm not doing. I just showed you, you know, I've just literally done that with the gesso. But this one, I've done a bit better, sanded down, and then gessoed. The same there. All right. And they're quite nice, not too thick, but quite nice weight. That's just a piece of card that I had in my box, in the trunk, basically, with that on. So I was going to do something with that at one point. And this is like a old postcard. I think I tried to most probably peel off that and then lost interest. So I left it like that. Well, I'm just going to cover it. So, all right. And that's bits of paper again. So same principle on what we're doing. Or you could do the whole thing one colour. All right. Which is, you know, to your preference, of course. But that could be all one colour. All right. If you want. Just I piece that one together because yeah, well, I'm going to go over that again with matte medium. So just get your piece of paper, anything to do, and cover it. So I'm going to cover one of those. That is gel printing. I'm going to use one of those. And what am I going to do with that? We've got this sort of thing. It could be quite interesting. But we need, if we use that, we need to add a bit of colour. And then one of the freebies as a background would be quite nice, because you could gesso over it again and push everything to the background, which I might do. Don't want that one. That's too good. Right, so yeah, these are just receipts all printed out from the internet. I use them smaller, but again, that could be put over one as a background and then gessoed over, all right, and create something else. I'm going to use, what am I going to use? Definitely that one, because I want them all the same. I know what to do, because I'm going to do three. I'm going to do that one. Hold on, see if I got enough. And then that one, which that could be that. A bit left, which will go on to say that one, and I've got those bits as well, and that sort of blends in quite well. That's the digi print that went wrong. Actually, I was going to do that postcard, wasn't I? Yeah, let's see if we can patch up with that one. Yeah, it went a funny colour when my printer was, I don't know, playing up. It's been playing up for ages, really. And then we'll have that bit. I think we'll just do it. Or, nope, I'm going to do that one. Okay, so the challenge is 3 items this week. So you have to alter 3 items. Okay, and then I actually might put it in as an event. So you can post what you do on the event and get a chance to win one of my DigiKits. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this every fortnight. You know, so everybody's got a chance to win. Okay. Right, let's start and just cover. Where's my matte medium? Okay. Well, I'm not going to use this one after all, because I think that lends itself to adding inks to it, because I already like that background. Okay. Right, let's sort this out. This is just adding water to that. It's not just, it just peels off. Don't like it. Just not getting on with it at all. I don't mind sticking the glue on that bit there. I'm using that anyway. Just covering that hole. Right. I'm covering over this. Only a little bit, just because I'm going to gesso over the top anyway, but there we go. Okay. So we actually need to sand that down, really, which I forgot. Never mind, the other one's done. Normally with gesso it, I'm not today for quickness, all right? Because I'm really worried that I'm not going to get things done. I want to save as much as I can so I can use it on the other bit. Okay. And you can use, I don't know, I might have already said that actually. Gosh, my memory is so bad. Your mop-up prints. Looks really good doing this for backgrounds. Because I want this to turn out on the greenier side, you see, so. Nice air bubble there. All right, we need a brayer. If you haven't got a brayer, then to put something flat on it. Get those air bubbles out. There. That's loads better. Okay, and the last one. Take some of that. This is a spare bit out of one of the kits I didn't use. And that's a patch-up one. All right. Let's see what happens with that. Okay, well that needs to dry, those three. And I want them on the greenier side, not the blue. So it's all about changing that as well. Chuck all those bits away. I think we can safely say, oh, that's quite nice though. I'll keep that bit. I mean, I went to my sister's a couple of weeks ago and I was actually going through her bin. And I was going, you can't throw that away, you can't throw that, I can use that in my junk in the trunk. So a few bits I have actually got from my sister now. And she's really good as well, but I did find things. I'm going to use that little bit actually. I don't know why I want it, but I do want it there. I think it's breaking up that
straight line. Right, okay, right, I'll dry them off and I'll see you in a minute. Right, they're all dry. This one I started to sand down a bit and it was still a bit damp, so I had a big hole in it. So what did I do? I just went and covered it, took a piece out of there, okay, and just put it on there and then redone it. All right, because what I wanted to show you is I sand down a little bit as well, all right, so that we can get the ink around the corner, the edges a bit more. I mean, it all changes. Sometimes I'll ink up and then the gesso will cover it, and then then I'll do it again. It's just, but it's, again, it's playing, you know, and you find out what works and what don't, really. But this one, I'm really like it, and I know these are patched up, but I just, you know, I'm going to work with them. But I really like this one. I would actually scan that in and use that as a background for a tag or something, because I quite like it. It's still a bit damp actually, so, but I just like to do that on the edges so that it's, make sure it's nicely adhered there. And also, because we're doing that, it takes the ink better. So it's still a bit damp. I'm not rushing, but would be better if they were totally dry. Right, I'm going to get the gesso out. Right, if we want, I'll just show you something on these. If we want this sort of colour here, you know, this sort of creamy colour rather than white, okay, you can use gesso, but just add a tiny bit of like brown acrylic, but just a smidgen, all right, and it'll come up as like a buff colour, okay, which is quite good. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to use that buff colour because then we can go back over with the white. All right, so because I want to just show you what I mean, basically. So I'll go and get the gesso and some brown paint. Right, here's the gesso. I've just put about a tablespoonful in, I suppose, not even that. Okay, and then I'll just do a little blob. This one, which is burnt sienna. Okay, this one's like a cheap one. So if you've got good quality paints, then use less. All right, well, I'm only going to use a bit anyway, so I'm just going to one little blob and see if that turns. Okay, just like that. Which is enough. Okay, it's just taking that white off. I'm going to crinkle this bit up today. This is a sort of sandwich wraps, I think. And do it with cling film as well. Just crease it up and then put it out because I want some texture going on. Okay. Let's go for it. Love it. I like them already. Tiny bit more there. Okay. So I'm trying to get sort of a similar tone background on all of them. Going in, picking a bit up off of there, which, yeah. Okay, I've got a bit more here left, so I'm going to do a few more a minute, and I'll see you in a minute. Just go and get them dry as well. I actually thought I'd show you this because I'm not using this. This is for something else, but what I'm doing, I'm just using up that bit that we got left, okay,
and this bit of crease paper. So, and this is the sort of thing I do, and I have them ongoing. All right, and I just leave them to dry, and then I'll put them in a container, and I'll go to these sort of things when I want to play with something. All right, and I might add inks and all sorts of things. Right, and I actually done another one of that, one of those. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit of that on there as well. And I want to keep that butterfly as it is. Just a bit of gesso down the bottom. Yeah. I want to cover that. Just there. Okay, that's my first layer of that one. Just go and put that back. I've got some bags as well, so I'll do a couple of those. Still got quite a bit left. Like that, and I'll put them away. So I'm just sort of showing you what the sort of thing I do with leftovers, yeah, and they will come into play at a later date, most definitely, with what we're doing. Okay, because I'm doing all that, putting all that stuff in, just make sure I got the right side, in a box. So, you know, whatever I'm doing, I'm just using those things from the trunk. Let's see what else I've got. There's another bag. Got this bit of greaseproof paper. So I think you only need about a teaspoonful of gesso for that. What we done, because that was quite a lot left over, but wouldn't have done that, would we? And then a bit on here. I hope you're all having fun like me. I love it so much. And then I'll go in and get all that out. Right, they're all dry, and this is what I want to show you what can happen. All right, because I don't particularly want blue, but I liked all this pattern, that's why I used it. I'm not sure which way around I want that, but never mind. I just want to show you how you can change it by watered down acrylics. I mean, yes, you can use inks, but I'm using watered down acrylic for this. All right, because I've got so many acrylics. So I thought I'd use it, and it's a different method to what I normally do, because I usually use, you know, the distress inks and things. So I thought I'd use a different method, and I'm thinking spring. So I want a kind of springy colour. So sort of yellow and green, but not too bright. And with the blue in the background here, you know, you get a darker, because you've gone over with the yellow, which I'll show. Well, it's not yellow actually. I'll tell you what I use in a minute. It's like a deeper green in that area. All right. So I will do the other two in front of you and show you exactly how to get a similar result. Okay. Right. So we use this. Well, do this one first. I've got a piece of packaging here that I'll mix up some colour. So what I do is use a bit of yellow first, all right, and that's got to be well watered down. Squirts of that. I might have green on me. Okay. Because all you're doing is a wash now, all right. And yellow and blue make green anyway. So, and then just go over like that. It's just a wash. And it'll pick up on different places, different, that's fine. Right. Like so. And then you get just a dry, not wet, all right, and just sort of rub it in a bit. Not too much, just so we take some off in some areas. Okay, that's that. Ooh. Now we do green. Right, now I added a bit of pistachio, but it was too light. So I found just a bit of that and a bit of this very dark green one worked for me to get the right tone that I wanted. That is pistachio, which is that one there. And this one hasn't got a name, I'm afraid, because it's very, very old. I've had it a long time, and it's the one I used on my nature art journal. Just see if that's, but it's like a very sort of dark green, but not too dark. I mean, you'll see. Okay, but so have a bit of that as well. Now we'll mix those up first. Okay. That's that colour. And then add a bit of water. Okay, and then we start painting. All right, now let's have a look. I'll look at it that way, I think. Let's have a look. I sort of just do that in places, yeah. You know, playing, just random, like that. And I'll get my cloth again. Okay, and I'll sort of rub it in. Leaving some of the yellowy behind, but it's that was, what was that? Yellow ochre. And then sort of look at it and think, yeah, I like that because I still, you know, I like this bit of texture going off here as well. And that's created quite a nice little background. I just feel as though that just stops off a little bit too much here in that. So just dab a bit in and blend up like so, and then get a clean bit. Okay, and go from that way into that. So you go from the yellow to the green, and then that knocks that line out of it. Let's have a look. Yep. Okay. So that's that one. I mean, because what we've put down, you know, creates that background, creates all that texture, you know, in the background, with just sort of a wash over the top. Yeah. I'll do one more. And this is the one we patched up and everything, didn't we? So this will be even more interesting. Okay, I'll just clean my brush off. Got green on it. Okay, yellow, or yellow ochre, I should say. Okay, and then the green. Just going to dry that one. It's quite wet, so it's still a bit damp, but it was just because it was very wet. All right, and then we got the green. Let's dry off the brush a bit. Okay, well, I'm going to start over there, a bit here, a bit down there where that blue is. Like that. And sort of almost rubbing it off, really. I'm going to just go in. A bit like that, because that was the one that had a lot of texture and patches up on that one. So I want a bit more. Let's go over that one a bit more. So look. So dry that now. Yeah, it's not quite dry, but, and they come out like that. Put that one in the middle. All right. So that was the very smooth one where we covered the whole thing. All right, but still a lot going on in the background. That was a patched up one here, and that was a patched up, very patched up. All right. And I do feel spring when I see that, okay, because it's a very light green. Yeah, I like it. Right, so I'm just going to use up this on something else, you know, on the paper that I've been using. I'll just go and paint over it. I could bring them here, actually, with that, and show you while they're drying. Just dab that in there, and I'm just going to do that. This is how you get a collection of these sort of papers, yeah, that are very interesting to use in your collage work. And again, you know, they're totally unique to you. So sort of using this as a clean-up, really. we go. Didn't put any yellow on there, but that's all right, no problem. Okay, right, so now we've got that. Now I got to add a bit more white gesso, okay, because we've done this sort of peachy colour just for, you know, something going on. But I'm going to, I've already put a little bit on there, and I just want to start adding a little bit just here and there, again like that, totally random. Randomish. This little thing, always a gap there, so okay. That brightens them up again. All right, stops things, the gesso stops things going too dull. All right, so that's that. That's actually our background. So the next thing we would do is we would, well, that's dry in a minute, we would sort out, okay, what we're going to put here and where sort of we would put it, and then we start stamping, or we start putting a little bit decoupage on, all right, in the background. But you basically, you need to sort of sort out where and what you're going to use in this area here, all right. So I'll do one for you, and then, well, I'll do all three actually, of course I will, but I'll do one now and then show you, and then we'll go from there. Okay, now if you look at what I've done, I've used exactly the same concept of building, okay, here or here as I have done here. All right, so that actually went there. There we go, that's better. All right, but how different does it look? Different color, different ephemera, okay, and it looks totally different. Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've added gesso, a bit more gesso on the page here, so, but I'm not looking at that at the moment. I'm looking at the way things are placed, but how different it can look, yeah, when you've put it on a different color and you've used different ephemera. Okay, you would not know that's from that, really. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. Okay, so that's, and also because we've gone wider card, okay, it's not like a tall tag, so we haven't got so much room, so we've made things squarer, yeah, so it fits in, yeah, whereas when we do a longer tag we can make things a little bit longer, but it's exactly the same concept of layering. You know, you could do 50 using that exactly the same method of layering, and they would all look different because different, whatever you use, different. But it could be totally the concept, so same sort of concept. So if you wanted to go and make 10, you know, you could go and take that one away. You could go and make 10 like that with all different bits of paper, and you would have a nice lot of tags. Right, another thing I've just remembered is there's no stamping on the background of this one, but I am going to add a bit on this one. All right, like I have here. Okay, just for a bit of contrast to bring, because we've got a bit of black here, okay, and here, and I just, so because I know it's going to go sort of there, I know I need to sort of stamp in this area and a little bit down here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'll take that away. Okay, got one of these which I always use in because I love it. There we go. Just going to try a bit on here a minute. That's fine. I'm not going to press all of it down because that's not how I do things. Okay, I'm just going to, I don't think you see it there, but a bit there. And then a bit down here. not sure how much you saw there. So that's it. I mean, in theory, I would do them all together. I'd go along and sort of plan them out and do them together, but and then we know that's gonna go sort of like that, and that's going to be there, and I think that's, yeah, that's worked. And then time we frame that bit, that's going to look quite nice. Yeah, so I'll go and ink all those. Leave that up there so I can see, so I remember. A bit of ink, and I'll use Vintage Photo. Couldn't even remember the name of that then. No tea staining on that, it's as is. All right, so it's just bringing a bit of light into your work. I only used half a ticket, you see, so I've got another half of the ticket for the other one. And so we've got, you know, some different colours there, and then another different colour. This is just ledger paper. I mean, if you haven't got any ledger paper, there's the ones that you can download online free. So I will make sure, you know, if you do make things like this and then you scan them in to produce, you know, make sure you use copyright free images or your own work, because even scanning what you've done in can cause breach in copyright. But all this that I'm doing here is you know, that's not an old book, but if you use an old book, then that would be fine. Especially if you were going to sell your digitals, you have to be a bit careful, but you know, for your own use, it'd be fine. There. And that's that little ticket there that I've sort of, not a ticket, but top was offered the freebie. Yep. On the website. I don't know if it's on the website or the Facebook group, but I've kept some in my Facebook group solely for those. Okay, and I haven't put them on the website, so you have to check them both places. Right, okay, let's get on then. If you needed to back this for a bit of, because it's only paper, okay, I would suggest you back it and then cut it out. All right, so that's very flimsy, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might layer it up a bit heavier. I'll see. All right, let's get that straight a minute. I'm going to start off with that one about here, because it's about right. Yep. Let's say I'm going to use wet glue on this, so if I need to move things around, and I will only do like the middle bit for now. Then we have this, and sort of that way. I just got to make sure I fit everything in, you see. So I will go back, because this has got to go over. Like that. Okay, we're all right. Right, just going to move that over a little bit more. Because I want to see that down here. Yep. Yeah, husband come and saw, wanted to know where I was. I'm still here. So I just glued the back of that one. And I did actually stick it down as I was talking to him, and I thought, oh, I videoed that. Right, so I've only done the middle so I can tuck bits and pieces under there. Okay, which I will do now. Because that goes, no, that's all right. We don't need to tuck anything there. That's right, because we're doing that next. Right, now what I feel with this, it's going to become too flat. Okay, which I don't want it as flat as that. So I am going to mount that on a piece of card to raise it up. All right, which I just feel is just too flat. Everything's going to be too flat, and I don't like the look of it. So, bit of card. I've got it here. So I'll stick that on there. It's a neat thin weight card. I don't know if you can see down there. Okay, and then I'll rip that again. Okay, and then ink up. Feels better. Right. I actually feel as though I want some stitching around that. So if I haven't got a sewing machine, just make, actually, I'll do that now, show you. Just do some faux stitching. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm trying to get away from that. Yeah. Just needed something else. I think it's because it's all sort of same, similar colour. Okay. It goes there. And that will go up there. Then we've got to put this ticket in, haven't we? Now I'm going to move that up. Need to straighten that up a bit, like so. Right, and the butterfly. So the butterfly can just go up there, or I quite like them on corners. Do you know what I mean? I sort of, but it's not right there, so I think that's got to go up here. That corner, I think that's in the way there. I think it actually looks better down here on that one for some reason. Okay, and that corner there, and I'm going to back that too in card. If I printed them out on card, it would be all right. Or if you got a, you know, I like this colour, so I haven't got any printed out on card, but you might have some nice butterflies. So I shall stick it on here and cut it out. So I feel it's a bit floppy. Right, ink it all up. And that's going to go there. And then you can put some, well, it's quite nice if you put string in the background and things like that, but I'm not going to do that on this one. So I literally got to go, and I'll finish this off tomorrow morning, which will be Sunday morning. Ready to upload the video on Monday morning. Okay. What I will do next is add some gesso to give it a bit more texture and do some deeper bits around here. Yeah, and I mean that again, that could be a cover for a journal, no problem. And it's all out of packaging. Right, come to finish this off. As it was Mothering Sunday yesterday, I didn't get to finish it, so this is now Monday morning, and I'll upload the video later. Anyway, when I first got, you know, I had everything laid out when I came back in, and I looked at it and I thought, oh, you know, it's looking a bit flat still and things like that. And I actually feel I want some black over here. I mean, I could have put a bit of lace there. I mean, I did try a bit, and I thought, do you know what, it doesn't look right. So I've found some bits. I'm going to do a little bit of decoupage in, you know, up here somewhere and a little bit down here. So we're taking sort of, I know we've done this layout, but because of the shape of the card and everything, I feel as though, you know, like the way this looks looks like decoupage. I felt as though that's what we needed in here. So I'm going to sort of alter it a little bit. Okay, just to accommodate for the size and the shape, because this is, like I've said before, long and narrow, and everything sort of fitted together beautifully. But because of the different shapes and that, I sort of want you to see how we slightly deviate, say, from this, you know, to make it fit this shape. If that makes any sense whatsoever. I hope it does. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I think a bit of pom-pom trim. I found this bow because I still feel up here needs something. I know we're going to decoupage that, but I just felt as though I needed something here somewhere. So I've got that I made. So we'll see. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do is going to stamp in this area here. All right. So, you know, this is why I don't stick anything down straight away until I'm really happy with it. All right. Because I am just going to stamp under there. I just feel as though that would work, because I think we sort of got 1, 2, and I tend to work in 3s, and I just felt as though, yeah, definitely need something now. So just ink that up, and then I'll go into there. That's all it might need, and a little bit there. So when that goes down straight away, that to me feels balanced. All right, that's what it was missing in that area. Okay, now I'm happy with that, so I will glue that bit down. Yeah, I had a lovely day out yesterday. Yeah, I went for a meal and then went to listen to a band, which was really nice. And I'm going to stick that one down, and that one. Now, okay, right, decoupage, let's have a look. Yeah, I think I'm going to put some sort of over there, like that. And I definitely want something down here. Let's have a look. Use a bit of pom-pom trim for a bit of dimension. That can be stuck sort of there, I think. Right, use me glue, the watered down glue, 2 parts glue, 1 part water. tiny little bits off a napkin. That's all that is. I'll just slightly lift that up there. Just adds a bit of interest there. Like that. And a bit this side. Right, I'm going to stick this down now because it's all nice and dry, and then put that pom-pom trim on, and it's disappeared. Oh, there it is. Right in front of my eyes. Oh dear, don't tell me it's going to be one of those days, please. That's because I had a day off. Payback time. There, now, see, straight away give it dimension. It's definitely loads better. Right, and then I'm going to stick some of this down here. I think I have a word on there. I did have one cut out. There we go. Kindness. I think that'll be nice there. Stick that down as well. Want it ruched up a bit. Not really covering that up, but up there. Right, it's there now. It might look better there now. Now we've got that there. That doesn't look so bare. Let me have a look. I think that's quite nice there. So here it goes. Just going to slightly ink up the edges there. That's that bit. Now to do the outside of the tag, I need to give that a bit of an edge, I think. Yep. And there we have it. Bit of packaging made into something that can go in our book. Yeah. Also make a nice cover. Let's go and get my book and then I'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I've got the book that I've done 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and I think because this is where the colours are coming from for this, it would lend itself there. Let's have a look. Oh, definitely there. Yeah, that actually looks really nice. So look how it looks through the camera. Yeah. I was going to put a big pocket there actually, but I really like this, but it needs a bit more gesso on. But I think that, and then you could have a tuck spot there, definitely. Okay. Right, yeah, that's perfect. So that's number one, okay, and then I've got 2 more to do to show you, because they're always handy to know how to make them. So, right, what am I going? I've got a tall, long, skinny one. So this is what I've come up with. It's all moved now. But what was I doing it, basing it on? I was sort of basing it on this one again. Yeah. Definitely. So again, it will show you using that same thing that we used on here, but it's a different shape card, so it'll automatically look very different, and also different elements that we've used. All right, but that is the basis of what we're doing. Okay. We need to just remember where that is, because I want a bit of stamping as well. Yep, so I'm going to do the stamping similar again here, and a little bit down there maybe. Yeah. and then a bit of decoupage over the top. Okay. Right, let's get an ink everything up. In case I forget. Well, actually, do the decoupage first because that can continue to dry while we ink up. Good train of thought there. Okay, now let's ink up. These butterflies have been hanging around forever, so I think I used to use them when I used to make cards, those ones. Just out of a book page, nice little image, you know. Biggest piece first. Okay, about there I reckon. Just going to move that over there a little bit. I think actually that went under there first. Yeah, it did. See, I've forgotten already. And then it was that. Like that. A bit there. A ticket goes under here. That's the other half of the ticket we used. There. Right, this one might need hot glue, but I'll put it on for now. But things like this I do tend to hot glue. And let's get him up there. Right, stick that on. Right, let's have a look, see where that's going to go. It's gone a bit skew with that. I'm thinking there. Yeah, because we've got something coming out of here, we've got something there, we've got something up there. Just didn't feel right anywhere, to be honest. Let's have another look. Yeah, I'll go down there, I think. I'm going to live with that one. Now I'm going to stick this down. There we go, that's that one done, except for inking around the edges a bit. I like that shape, definitely prefer that shape. There we are. Not quite stuck down yet, but that's okay. It's fine. Right, I'm going to work exactly the same principle. Okay, so on that one we just put the decoupage in the corner and that was it. Okay, then this one we put decoupage on that corner and here, okay, over the work that's already there, which I think looks great actually. This one I'm going to do opposite corners here. I'm still going on the basis of this one. Okay, that's still working for me with this shape. All right, so I'm going to go there and there for that. Okay, and we'll see what happens from there. I've got all my little bits and pieces that are similar to what I've been using. I thought I'd use a postage stamp on this one somewhere. This napkin is this one here. Okay, so gosh, you know, you get a lot of mileage out of that because there's all little tiny elements in there that will brighten anything up, you know, in an area, which is great. These are from I can't even say it. There we go. I can never say this word. The Royal Horticultural Society. Okay, you want to check online, they might have a website and they do lovely napkins. And also a really good place for napkins in the UK is Sainsbury's. They do, and they usually have ranges, like they have spring, they have summer ones. You know, some aren't very good, and they're £2 for 20, which I don't think is that bad. So, and I usually have, I've got the ones, the spring ones they release. So I'm waiting for the summer ones now. I usually pop in 4 times a year. That's that. Right, that's all dry. And this is, I think, is going to be my layout. So again, if you look at that, it's all very similar. All right, and I've replaced that with the postage stamp that's there. Okay, in different shapes, makes it look different. I've moved the butterfly because I think it lends itself here, and I've used a bit of corrugated there for there, and then I've moved the butterfly down. All right, so again, same basis. All right, just moving things around until you're comfortable with it. All right, so but this one I'm going to stitch. I want a bit of stitching on this one. I'm not going to use the stamp because I don't want to lose this bit here, because I love that bit there where it's the dark green and everything. And this is looking, I really like it. So I am going to, I'm not going to stitch that. Okay, nor that, nor that. But this is going to be stitched. I'm going to stitch all the way around there. So I'm going to keep that there while I just glue these bits down. Well, I'll need to put the ticket. Well, the ticket, no, the ticket went under that, didn't it? Yeah, that's right, that does. Okay, so I'm going to stitch all the way around on this one, yeah, and I'm going to sort of do some wonky stitching all on this one here. All right, so I'll be back in a minute. Right, that's all stitched round. and sorted. So I'm going to stick this down now. And that's some of the gessoed cardboard that I've peeled back and done previously, which, you know, I tend to do. And I just trimmed it down. And let's get this ticket down. Wanted to see the top of that stitching. Squash that little bit down in there because that's where my butterfly is going to go. And it's quite a big butterfly. Just maneuver that a bit. That needs to come up a little bit. He's got to go there. Okay. That's fine. Oh, let's stick him down. Oh. Here's the three. I think some words somewhere on that one. I'm not sure where though yet. Oh, let's. I think down here. Just a little bit too long. It's just find joy. It's like, no. Yeah, not sure about that. Okay. I expect you're all screaming at me and saying, yeah, put it there. And I'm like, I can't see it yet. But anyway, I'll leave it there for now. And pretend it's stuck down, okay? Right, here we go. Oh, these are glitter ones that I've done years ago on acetate, printed on acetate and then glittered them up. I mean, look, pretty, but it's a bit too glittery for what I'm doing. And I do like the stitching around. And I do feel like I might want to stitch these. Yeah, I really like that. And I know we put the faux stitching in here, but I just feel as though that looks better. Yeah. But that's my, you know, if you haven't got a sewing machine, I wanted to sort of do it so that in case you haven't got a sewing machine. But anyway, you can, oh, I'll just get them in the middle. There we go. You can make your own mind up which ones you prefer. But I do like that one, and I like that one. First one I made, I'm a little bit like, not, yeah, it's okay. It's all right. But, oh, let's put that there. We're pretending that's stuck down, aren't we? I might take a picture of that and see what it looks like. Because sometimes when you see it in a photograph, you can actually see what's right and what's wrong. That's the sort of thing that I tend to do. But yeah, I think actually I quite like that because I'm looking through the screen and I actually quite like the way that's looking up there. Yeah, I love this bit here. Love it. Anyway, right, so that's that, and that's this week. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, I don't think I've put these anywhere. I'm not sure. Can't remember. I don't think they're a freebie anywhere. I'm just playing around. So you want to take a screenshot of that and then work from them. And just, you know, it's not classed as copying. It's reproducing what I've done today because all your elements are going to be totally different. But you know, I don't mind. That's what I'm doing this for. You just reproduce away. You know, if it helps you, it helps the beginners in, you know, the balancing and everything else, just please, just go ahead. It's nothing, you're not incredible. You're not, that's just what I'm here for anyway. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this session, and I shall see you in a fortnight. Oh, and
Also, make 3 items, and again, put it in the comments. I'm going to try and do an event, all right, so you can actually post in the event. And 3 items, whatever items you want to do, can just alter 3 items. Small, it could be small types of packaging, anything, but just go and have a play and then post your items, and then you'll be put into a drawer again. Okay, thank you very much then. Bye bye. So after I finished the video, I went ahead and stitched them all around, and I love them. That's perfect. That's just what they needed. There was just something missing, and I think the stitching done it for me. So anyway, let me know your thoughts, whether you like the stitching or you don't, but we shall see. Okay then, bye bye.